So, hello, I am Jacqueline Kane, Master Energy Healer and Low Back Pain Specialist. And today I am here with my daughter-in-law, and we're going to talk about her results after going through some healing sessions and my system to get out of pain and just create the life you desire. So, welcome, Shay. Nice to see you.
Hi, thank you.
Um, and so, Shay, first, if you could explain to people, like, where were you before? And you are quite young.
Yes.
Um, but share with people where you were health-wise, physically, emotionally, and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, I've kind of always had back pain. I was a cheerleader, so from the tumbling and all of that fun stuff from high school. So my 20s, I always had some back pain. Nothing too severe, had a little scoliosis, nothing too bad. When I was 28, I was in a terrible car wreck. I was T-boned my driver door. Had a lot of major injuries, and one of them from that is I've got a herniated disc in my back. And I literally just most days wake up crying and in tears because I'm in so much pain. There's some days I couldn't even get out of bed to walk. It would hurt so bad. Also had issues with my sciatica during my last pregnancy with Parker. It was terrible. It just hurt so bad. Now with this pregnancy, I actually, since after doing the Bowen and everything, it's wonderful. My back, even with this pregnancy, I've had no issues with it, no pain, no sciatica pain. And I honestly never thought I was gonna be painless in my back ever.
Right. You kind of feel that way, right? Especially
Yeah,
you started really young, and
yeah.
so many kids start really young in sports and activities. And did you even share with people how much pain you were living with, or you just dealt with it?
I just dealt
And
with it.
because nobody asked, that's what I have found with even young kids, teenagers, 20-year-olds.
Yep.
You start to believe that everybody has pain and that's just the
Hmm.
way it is. We don't ask, how you feeling
Yes.
today, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you
Yeah.
find yourself years and months, years later, decades later, and you're still
Hmm.
living with excruciating pain.
Yes. I wasn't sure. I thought it was normal to be in pain. I mean, I grew up, my mom always had back pain. She was a nurse, and everybody I was around all the time, and a couple of times I would say, "Oh, my back hurts." They'd be like, "Oh, my back hurts too." Or, I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was so young. I was like, "Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't complain about back pain because I am so young." I just kind of just dealt with it and didn't say anything, and took Advil and Tylenol and Motrin and laid on a heating pad, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course, we got to meet through
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
But of course, you live in Texas and we live in Connecticut. So we got to know you at spurts at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the more I got to know you, especially when after you got pregnant,
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure that you were feeling okay. And that's probably when things I started asking you how you're doing, what's coming up. Um, and there was even a lot of anxiety too that you were,
Yes.
I think it was
Yes.
something. So, what did you learn about your physical pain, your anxiety? What did you learn from going through these
Honestly,
processes?
I feel like they were together. I mean, my when I was in back pain, of course, that would have my anxiety going. Or if my anxiety was going, then it hurt my back, and
Yeah,
they were two in one. I felt.
yeah, they were hand
And
in hand.
now even my anxiety is just every once in a while, and if it starts up, then my back will hurt a little bit, but nothing like it did. Nothing,
Yeah,
absolutely nothing.
that's wonderful. And you had mentioned that, yes, we did Bowen therapy. We also did
Hmm.
some other healing techniques. We used
Yes.
EFT.
Hmm.
What were your thoughts with all that? Because that was brand new to you.
It was different at first. So I was just, but I'm one of those people, if it works, I'm willing to try. And if it doesn't, then I won't, it doesn't work. But it does work. And I'm
Yeah,
living proof to show that. So, it's I've told my mom about it and other people, and I honestly never thought I was, even with anxiety. I've had high anxiety for years, and but not to have either of those things, it's nice. It's like just freedom in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, it is freedom.
Yeah.
Um, and so I also introduced you to ways to fuel your body. So there were some supplements also that you took. How
Yes.
did you feel about those and what did they do for you?
Amazing. I would take them in the morning, and I honestly had so much more energy, especially having a baby and a toddler. A baby to the toddler stage. It was, and he's full of energy. So
Mhm.
it
Yep.
just, I needed something extra, and all those vitamins they helped. It was amazing. I felt like I was in my early 20s again with no back pain or no nothing.
Nice. It is amazing. Once we start feeling better, we forget what it was like to
Yeah.
not feel good and to feel that
Hmm.
exhaustion and
Yes.
that the lack of motivation to do anything.
Hmm.
So
Yes,
it
and
is
not
nice.
having energy. Yeah, just no energy, then you don't have the motivation. You can't do anything. It doesn't, but if you
Yeah.
have that energy and that extra umph, then that, especially even with this pregnancy, I get up and I'm like, okay, got to get this and do this. If I have the energy, I go and do it.
So your life sounds like it's completely different than it was. And you are pregnant, so it's not like
Yes.
you're the one of the normal people
No,
walking on the earth,
no,
right?
no. And
You're creating a baby.
yeah, this has been the hardest, most difficult pregnancy. So I've been very sick with this one, but honestly, now I mean, even with the supplements and everything, they help so much.
Yeah.
It's been the hardest pregnancy, but with the supplements and everything, with the no back pain and everything, it's been the easiest, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's one less pressure that you have to
Yeah.
think about.
Yeah.
It's because when we're in pain, when we're living with anxiety, that's on a daily basis,
Mhm.
a minute by minute thing that you feel constantly, and it takes all your energy because that's where all
Yeah.
your focused energy is going. And when you don't have that, then you have all this energy and this space and
Mhm.
time to really create and live the life you desire.
Yes. Yes, most definitely. It's nice to be able to worry about the things that matter instead of the things that you can't change or the things that haven't happened yet. It's nice to just live in the now.
Yeah. And a lot of the things I do, I'm assuming that you've learned a lot of tools and techniques that you can do
Yes.
now on a daily basis, because it's not to say that the pain won't show up or the
Hmm.
anxiety won't show up, but you now have tools that you can use.
Yes.
Have you been using them? How's all that
I
going?
have. I've gotten better. I do the tapping. I also do the tapping on Parker. And since I do
Yeah.
that, his night terrors actually have not, he hasn't had any about a month now, I think.
That's great.
Yeah. So he and I both are doing amazing. So
I
they've had
you
to.
I totally forgot that time I was down there and he was having a really hard night
Yes.
and it was
Yes.
exhausting. You were
Yeah.
exhausted. He was there. The kids aren't themselves when they have night
No,
terrors. Night terrors are like something else possesses their body
it's
and you
terrible.
can't reason with them. It's awful.
No. And
Um,
it's like an hour straight.
and that was a really cool thing because we started tapping. You tapped on
Hmm.
yourself, I tapped on him. We said certain things, and in a few
Yes.
minutes, like in a minute, he was just calmer.
Yes. Hmm. And
It
it's still
was
working. He hasn't had one. It's been, like I said, maybe a month. He's been doing great. Even this last week. This last week was tough because he finished getting in all of his molars, and he has some teething. But even he still slept pretty good. I mean, didn't do bad at all.
That's great. That's
So
great. Yay!
I know, I know.
Well, I always love hearing these results. And for anybody who's listening, if you're dealing with any of this, please reach out because we don't have to live with all that stuff. It is absolutely possible to live pain-free without the worry and all of that stuff. Um, so thank you again, Shay, for taking your time out
Thank
of
you.
your busy day for being here. And anybody watching, have a great day.